Uh, this is Brother Talib of Reality Temple Ministries here on Earth. I'm assistant to Brother Talik of Reality Temple Ministries here on Earth in Operation Exodus, Mississippi. I would like to talk about our experience, in this live chat video, you know, as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, and what I see as far as what's going on with us at this time, and what we're dealing with as a people in this country, you know, we must wake up and understand that we don't really have too much time left. As I said before in other previous videos, like the short ones I made this evening, just not too long ago. We can't keep playing with our liberation struggle. I mean, these Caucasian Europeans here in America have a plan for us, you know, called FEMA camps and mass graves. And like I said, all you got to do is go on YouTube, Google it, and research this information for yourself. This is very, undisputed factual information. And when they get ready to execute this plan, we of all people are going to be the first ones on the chopping block. Yes, their people, as far as Caucasians and other different races of people in this country, is going to be affected in the same way at any right given time in this nation when things really start getting crazy in terms of the, the turmoil or the politics that's even going on now with this nation. But we're going to be the first ones to be headed for the slaughter, like all the time throughout our history as a people in this country, which has been over 400 years of slave servitude and oppression and lynching and mass incarceration, along with Jim Crow and all that, you know. And we, when we look at what's been going on with us in terms of the drug epidemic, like with the heroin and crack, time errors in terms of the drug epidemic in this country, which has been systematically aimed at us directly. Although we see that this plan by our slave oppressors has backfired on his own people, you know, which is prompting them to come up with more strenuous, stricter drug laws and stuff, because they find many of their people addicted to these drugs, especially like meth and other stuff, you know, that's hurting them in their and also affecting their communities. Well, see, they did not think that this was going to, you know, affect them. They thought it was just going to stay restricted in the dark skinned community, but as we see, that's not the case, and like I said, that plan was to ultimately destroy us all together, in terms of as individuals, as families, and as just groups of people, period. All together, that was aimed at destroying us. And it has done a proportionate good job in destroying us as a community, and as well as a group of people itself. But with this thing called FEMA camps, and mass graves, like I said, with all these concentration camps that they've set up, you know, where they could get us at, you know, and do what they really want to do with us as far as throwing us in these mass graves and ended this once and for all, so they won't have to never worry about us again as a people. Period. You know, is a reality. I mean, all we got to do is look at the politics in this country. You know, and you know, like I said, we have to understand and realize that, you know, if we really truly want to be free as a people, you know, from all the abuses that we suffer daily in this country as dark skinned people are concerned, you know, far as when it comes to police brutality, when it comes to, you know, mass incarceration and modern day other forms of Jim Crow that's going on with us. Uh, we're gonna have to, you know, get on board this soul train of Operation Exodus Mississippi by taking control of a state in terms of its politics, so that we can create a new reality for ourselves as a people and for our future generations that won't know nothing about what it is to be stereotyped as a Negro, or, you know, what it is to be discriminated against. They won't know nothing about slavery or Jim Crow or none of that, because we would be preparing a reality for them that would totally even wipe the thought of that existence away from their mind, where they won't even have, you know, the clue or even knowing what that is. You know, we want to be able to make this mission successful in that way. Only if we put aside our petty differences and our crazy thoughts, you know, and stop being fake, if we truly want to be free as a people. Because I said earlier tonight in this other video I just made that I'm tired of the fakery going on in our liberation struggle, even with this platform of Operation Exodus Mississippi. And truly, I'm glad that, you know, we have had to clear some things up before this plan even gets up off the ground. Because imagine if this plan was in motion of being up off the ground and being put motionally into being manifested as a gain for us to reach our objective. Imagine what complications and conflicts it would really be if we had all these fake people that we had to deal with, you know, in this struggle for our liberation, in terms of this platform of Operation Exodus Mississippi, which is our uh, last hope shot, which I'm going to just have to be real in giving it to you that way. This is our last hope shot. We've tried the civil rights movement. We've tried, you know, these other pro-black organizations and religions, which has not worked for us. You know, we've tried everything that we could think of in our history as a people and have still failed at it because of incompetency, because of incompetent leadership, you know. But today, with this platform of Operation Exodus Mississippi, you know, we could turn this around and create a whole total different new reality that will bring us true freedom, justice, and equality for once and for all as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. You know, so like I said, you know, we're gonna really have to, uh, you know, decide if we really want to be free. I mean, it's just that simple. We're going to have to decide if we truly want to be free, if we want to be free of all this madness. We're going to have to just stop the buffoonery, you know. I mean, because I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to give up on our people, and I'm not going to give up on our people. You know, it would be against my own conscience or what I stand for to do something like that. But at the end of the day, um, assuming because of it being so hard to bring us together as a people on a common collective level to do anything that's going to bring us to liberation, freedom. Um, like I said in the previous video, I may have to, do some things that, a lot of our people don't agree with. Because truly, you know, I don't want to be around a bunch of niggas. See, it's a difference between people with soul and niggas. And I don't want to be around a bunch of niggas. You could call it, oh, you want to go around the white folks or you want to go hear that. Well, I tell you what, I don't want to be around no niggas. It don't serve no purpose being around a bunch of Negroes that want to live like slaves all their life. And that's just a point. That's just a point blank way of me, taking this direction. And I have legitimate reasons to feel this way, as a lot of our people who have, because they want a better way of life for themselves and their families when it comes to safety, just when it comes to living, under the umbrella of some type of form of serenity. Because around a bunch of niggas, the reality is that we just not gonna get that among ourselves as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. Because of all this infighting among ourselves, along with the violence, the killings, the jealousy, the envy, which is among, other reasons why we simply just can't come together and do something to make a better day for ourselves and our future generations. If it even is a future generation from among us as a group of people, because of what these Caucasians plan on doing to us, far as hauling us off to these FEMA camps and mass graves, since they've obviously saw that other forms of destruction that they've created as a condition for us has not fully worked, and their plan to totally destroy us, well, that's the last thing that's on the horizon that they plan on doing to get rid of us for once and for all. Since all else that they've tried, even including chattel slavery, didn't work in terms of that. Because once they drop us in those mass graves, the reality is that's it. And that's why I say at this point, for us to kind of act that, Operation Exodus Mississippi is our last hope shot. Brothers and sisters of soul. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we could keep playing games with ourselves about wanting true liberation, justice, and equality from our 400-year oppressor, or, we could get on board and get real with this and make something happen for ourselves and our people, which we deserve, and stop playing these games. I mean, I want to be honest. Yes, it hurts me to know that we have people among us as so-called leaders, as so-called pro-blackity black individuals and organizations that is using that as a platform to falsely benefit financially off the sufferings of our people's struggle in this country, which of course shows that they're no different from the Caucasian when it comes to benefiting off our suffering in any type of gainful way that's going to benefit them, especially far as personal wise go, with self as well as individual families, like in the case of Louis Farrakhan, like in the case of Al Sharpton, and people like Saza Ali, and Dr. Umar Johnson, and the list goes on. But at the end of the day, we can't blame them. We got to blame ourselves for giving them our resources, knowing that they constantly keep playing us for food. That's just like you going to the dope man and you getting fake dope and you're not getting the real quality of dope that goes along with what is worth your money that you spending it for. And you steadily getting played like a fool. Well, that's the same thing with this blackity black conscious stuff, which I'm gonna just keep it flat out 1,000 with you on. We can't blame nobody but ourselves for that. And at the same time, accuse these people of doing what they're doing to us. Yes, it's wrong, but we keep giving our resources and our money to them. So, hey, we need to just, those of us who keep complaining need to just shut up, and take your abuse like a man and woman. Unless you really want to, get with the real program, which has undisputedly been proven to be the only way left for us to really gain any true future in terms of liberation. Because no one has came to our platform and refuted our ideals concerning this platform of Operation Exodus Mississippi. No one has shown any form of disagreeing with our ideal concepts on this mission that we are attempting to carry out from this platform. So like I said, that should tell those something who disagree with it. That should really tell them something as well. So in other words, you have a choice to get on this platform of Operation Exodus Mississippi or die a slave, die nigger, and whatever else that comes along with that label term called nigger. It's just that simple. And it's really no time to keep playing games. Like I said before, that's why I don't have time with fakeness, flip-floppity type individuals, and all the other buffoonery that comes along with that. I'd rather just deal alone and be by myself, or with those few that's with this same ideal and platform of which I speak and stand on, than to be dealing with a bunch of fakery, because, I'm not, first of all, I'm not here on social media to make no personal friends, just to have somebody to be dealing with on some type of personal level that's aimless. I came to this platform because I wanted to help reach out to my people because I see how we suffering. every day. And I'm very passionate about this, you know. And I know some may take me the wrong way, but hey, you know what? Like one brother say, we all ain't got to like each other to get a goal accomplished. You know, so like I said, you don't have to like me in order to make this thing work called Operation Exodus Mississippi. You don't have to like Brother Talik, who I'm an assistant to make this reality happen for us and our people so that us and our future generations can have a better future for once and for all, away from this, you know, oppressive captivity that we still find ourselves being under after over 400 years. You know, so like I say, we have to stop playing these games and get serious or accept the consequences that come along with all this, like with racist police blowing our heads off anytime they see fit at the right time of opportunity, or us being lynched somewhere at the right opportunity of time being fit. I mean, you know, this is not no game. These racists is at work doing what they do and doing what they always been doing, including other people, groups of people that don't like us. You know, and I won't touch on that too in a minute. But you know, because of the fact that we do not have no solid unity or any type of solid unity foundation among us as a people, is what gives these people justification to do what they do to us, as far as the mistreatment, the discrimination. You got the Mexicans, the Koreans, and other so-called Hispanic groups who we consider as our brown brothers, you know, that treat us just as worse as the Caucasian do. You see it. I mean, look what's been happening. How them Koreans and them Chinese been getting away with beating the hell out of our women, you know, in these nail salon shops around the country. And we just stand by and let them get away with it. Let us do that to one of their women and see what the contrast and results will be. I mean, this is not no game. We don't have no respect as a people. We don't have no respect from nobody. Not in this country or anywhere else in the world. But while we steadily getting, you know, ostracized and oppressed by other people in this country, we steadily keep fighting and killing each other over petty, trivial reasons. Then you wonder why other dark-skinned descendants of slaves choose to move out of black neighborhoods into white neighborhoods or into other different neighborhoods where they got to go seek protection or feel safe around other people that don't look like them and that don't care nothing about them. Now that's backwards, but that's a part of the reality because of how we mistreat ourselves. And I don't think none of us as a people should be even subjected to that, even when it comes to terms of moving to other cities and other states to get away from mostly black concentrated populations, areas of this country, just to feel safe from crime and all that. Like I've myself thought about doing, even, you know, in this coming future, if this thing with Operation Exodus Mississippi don't work. But see, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know, I do not want to do that. And truthfully, I may not do that. But deep down inside, it's a part of me that want to. Just not to even want to have nothing to do with our people because of the ignorance of our people, not because of the self-hatred, as some of y'all may call it, but because of the total ignorance that our people is so entrenched in that make a lot of us not want to be around each other, that want to take our families and go off someplace else to get away from us. That's how degenerate and savage we became. And this is the reason why I cannot blame no other dark-skinned descendant who feels that way exactly. I've said this before time and time, and I stand on that. But other than that, I still have the love and passion for my people to want to see change for us all as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. Because we deserve it. We deserve to be free from oppression like any other group of people on the face of this planet. We deserve that. This is what primarily this campaign called Operation Exodus Mississippi is all about. Regardless of your sexuality, your financial status, if you marry even outside of your race, whether you married to a Caucasian, or Asian, or Hispanic, or you got mixed kids by them, it don't matter. Long as you a dark-skinned descendant of a slave born in America, you, well as me and us all who are descendants of dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America deserve to be free from this oppression that we've suffered for so long, for over 400 years, by this slave master. So like I said, we're going to have to really buckle down and get real. Do we want to be free, or do we want to die as slaves? Do we even want for those of us who believe in religion, do we want our ancestors from the period of chattel slavery's prayers to continue to go down in vain because we not doing what we supposed to do to uphold our end toward true equality and justice in terms of liberation for once and for all as a people in this country who've never known nothing but what it is to be a slave, what it is to be a Negro, stereotype, statistic, So like I said, we're going to have to really wake up and understand this. This is real. It's unnatural for us to even cohabitate with other groups of people just to find the comfortabilities of just existing. Just like it's unnatural for tigers and lions and other different sorts of animals of different breeds to cohabitate around each other just merely for the sake of survival. That's unnatural, and that goes even for humanity. Especially in the case with us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, with the type of relationship we've had with our slave master for over 400 years. So like I said, no, I want to be around my people, but I want to be around them under better conditions. And I mean under better conditions as far as, doing away with the nigger mentality that keeps us separated, which is definitely bad for us. So like I said, you know, I just want to point this out, and I really don't want to hold this up. I want to end this video right now because I'm getting tired. But if you have any comments in response to what I've been speaking about in this video, just jot them down and get back with me later. And peace. Okay, let's get over here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do this here. Okay. Okay. Get off live.